Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Manoj Simplify Show. And today we have a very interesting person with us, Mr. Manikandan MS. And he is running his podcast, The Emotional People. And he is helping people to be emotionally fit, emotional well being. And he comes with 2 decades of experience in corporate. And during his professional career, also, he has been very passionately he has been working on emotional wellness of his own and people around him. So today we welcome you, Manikandan, on our show, and we would like to learn more on this. So welcome to Manoj Simplify Show.
Thank you. Thank you, Manoj. It's good to be here.
Great. So Manikandan, before we start, I would like you to set a context that why today we are talking about emotional well-being and what is the need in current scenario.
Sure, definitely. And first of all, thank you for calling me into your talk show. It's great to be here. And it will also be good that if you can call me Mani going forward, so it will be more relatable. My name is a little big, so good to be called as Mani. Yeah. So coming to the point of emotional well-being, we all know that basically we all get emotions, right? It's a default nature. As a human being, you are born with emotions. And in fact, you come into this world itself with emotions. Like I would say, even once the child is in the mother's womb, the first time the brain develops, the heart develops, your emotion starts to build, because that is the first thing, right? When you're born into this world, and once you come out, the doctor gives you a pat and then you start crying. What is it? Crying. It's a sign of pain, and that's your first emotion. So emotion is very important, and emotion is vital. We all have emotions. But the challenge comes is, as we grow up and we go and see we have different experiences in life, uh, this emotion sometimes surpasses us, which means it goes beyond our control. And once it goes beyond control, that is where is the harm. That is where it causes problems. It is not that we cannot live without emotions. Basically, everybody is getting all the happy, joy, sad, fearful, everything we should get, because that is what we are as a human being. If you don't get, then it is a problem. If somebody says, I don't have any emotions, then definitely he's not living. Because if you are a living human being, you definitely will get emotions. So once it crosses a particular thing, due to whatever be the conditions, whatever be their experiences, then it leads to problems. Then it leads to some severe things which we should understand to manage. And in today's modern world, it is very important that everybody understands it, gets aware of it, and also learn different ways to manage it. And that's why I think emotions is very important. And emotional well-being, everybody should be emotionally fit. And emotional well-being is very important in the modern world. That's my thought, Manoj.
Right. And Mani, I was also reading a book a few days back, Homo Deus by Yuval Noah Harari. It's about a brief history of tomorrow. So there he mentioned very interesting fact that in rich countries like Switzerland and other European countries and US, which are very rich and peaceful, but the rate of suicide is more there rather than in developing countries. And he also mentioned about South Korea, which was poor or developing countries 2-3 decades ago. And now when they are developed country and rich, but their suicide rate has increased. So this is one point I see, that when we become economically well, but our emotional wellness goes down. Our ability to handle stress, it goes down somehow. So in India, we are also in the same scenario. We are developing and we are growing economically. So I think that it becomes even more important. And we see people around us, people like us who are working in corporate, who are good to do in economically, but their ability to handle stress is not up to the mark. They face more stressful situations. So I think that it's very important that we take care of our emotional well-being so that we do not end up making any wrong mistakes.
Okay.
So I would like to know from you that lifestyle has changed and world around us has changed in last few decades. So what is the impact on emotional wellness because of the changes in lifestyle? And what do we need to be careful?
Good question, Manoj. Very good, because we all know today's world is not the same what our parents or the previous generations have seen. Like you rightly said in the earlier context, we are growing. India as a the country is developing. There are a lot of changes that is happening from various places in all the ways, economically, globally. This country is growing a lot in terms of all the ways. So what happens? Again, like say in the book that you read, where you all has mentioned it, money or fulfillment or that what you say. People normally think that money is going to get me happiness. That is one concept which is widely there. That okay, we make more money, we'll have a lot of money, so I'll be very happy. For people who don't have money, that is the biggest thing which they see about. But like this rightly said, the country has developed. There are a lot of rich people. There are a lot of wealth, but suicide rates are increasing. Why is that? Why is it going opposite? It's the right time to think, even in our country, because we are growing, people are increasing, wealth in people's hands are increasing, but at the same time, directly or indirectly, it's impacting not them, it's impacting their mental health. This is very vital. Competition, threats, pressure to perform, be dominant. I mean, every time working, people are so much, what to say, exploring themselves, or I would say not exploring. It would be more like pushing themselves so hard that they are not knowing where is the limit to it. In terms of making money, just to make money, you know, right? People are just from morning, early morning to late night, they are doing the job, they are stressed, and not just because of that. Then there is a performance, like people working in the corporate world, they are always under the constant threat of pressure. Kyun? What job they have to do, they have to handle a team or team members around, they have to perform, they have to be on the top, they have to show their bosses, they have to be on the limelight. Varna to nobody cares. So that pressure building up is taking in a lot of toll in terms of a lot of people's health. Like you know very well, since you talk much about health and their mental peace, their relationships are getting suffered. And overall, what are you achieving at the end of the day? You don't know how to manage yourself, and you have got a lot of money. What are you now going to do with the money? And it's very important, like you rightly pointed, in this era, in the modern world we live in, to know about it. And having said that, the last 2 years has added fuel to it. The corona, the pandemic worldwide, earlier it was at least okay. Little bit people used to travel, there used to be diversions in the mind, there used to be a difference between home and office. Now it's all combined, it's all in one place. Home is the office is the home. Kids at home, your work at home, there's no separate place. Therein you can think sometime, you can relax sometime. So that has in fact increased this point to an extent, Manoj. So talking about this aspect is very vital, I feel, in today's modern world. That's the reason.
Absolutely. And as you mentioned that people focus on earning money about their job, and I feel that that is how they have been conditioned in school and college. We have been teaching only about that, but no one has thought about emotional wellness, how emotions work. So I would like to take this opportunity to understand from you that how emotions work actually. What is the mechanism behind that? Because I firmly believe that if we want to solve any problem, first we need to understand what is the problem, where is it coming from. So where are these emotions coming from?
This is more of a good scientific question, I would say, Manoj, because it's more to do with. I'll talk a little scientifically about it, but I would leave our listeners to go more and study about that in Google, and there are a lot of topics.
Yeah, just briefly, so that
in brief,
we have a basic understanding.
Yeah, sure. So it all has to do with our head, our brain, and our heart. These two are playing this role in emotions. So simply, let's say I'll tell it with an example so that we can understand it easily. Let's say you see something, some wild animal, for example. You go wild animal, like a snake appears in front of you suddenly, and the first reaction for you is you're frightened. Okay, so how does that happen? That fear, where does it come from? A processing has happened in that fraction of second in between your brain and your heart. So you have seen through your eyes the snake. A signal has gone to your brain, to your subconscious level, saying that this is what I'm seeing. And based on your past memory, at some point of time, you would have read about it, you have learned about it, saying that snake is harmful, snake is which kills people, and all those things. which you must have learned, or there's some precondition, because of which immediately that part in your subconscious mind that is stored gets active, and then the very moment signal goes to your heart, hey, this is fearful, and then the excluding and the mind, when it gets feared, it releases those hormones, the hormones of fearfulness, and that starts passes to your body, and then the first thing it hits the heart starts beating fast, the beating rates increases, your body gets fearful, your hands get sweaty, that all is this happening in that fraction of second. You just saw the snake, and that's immediate quick reaction based on all that thing is going on. So that emotion is getting released. Emotion at that point of time, you're fearful, you don't know what to do, you want to either run away, and you get alert. Basically, this is an example because of something that is stored in our brain, in our mind, in our subconscious mind, and that's why. I don't know if you have known, Manoj, I want to tell with the same context only, how you can actually not react. And I'll tell you why, how can emotions be managed. Now, say there are some places where there are, I read about, I don't remember, somewhere in the Southeast, there's a place where even small kids, they play with snakes. Okay. They play with snakes, literally. When we are getting fearful, the moment we see the snakes, they see the snakes, they hold them, they lift them, they put it in some corner, and they are like playing with them.
Yeah, and in India
How
also there are many tribal communities who are very in contact
so
with.
how is it possible? Don't they get feared? No, because for them it's been conditional. They have been seeing this, and it's been told that snake is just another animal, or it's just something to play with. So for them, it is in their conscious mind. So the moment they see the snake, they want to go and lift it. Whereas some people who see the snake want to just run away from it. So here is where the brain plays a big role based on what is stored in your mind about that particular object or that particular situation. And then it starts to react. So, which means an external experience causing you to experience something and change your emotions. Something is happening outside. If you have to tell it philosophically, something is happening outside. You take that, you receive it through any of your five senses, and then you react to that. And that's where things starts to happen, and your emotions tends to flow out. Whatever. When people fight, when people get angry, you must be seeing, right? So what is happening? By default, it is not their nature to get angry and be angry always. But in certain situations, based on some conditioning, somebody tells something, somebody shouts, you take it, and based on your receptive, you go to the brain and you said, yes, this is what is the reaction. Now what do I do? Immediately the brain says, no, now you also react. And then those hormones starts floating in, and your blood gets boiled, and you're like, yes, I am also going to go and hit the person.
Yeah, and I remember something that in one of the previous company I was working. So in the same situation, there were two different employees, and one used to be very calm in every situation, whatever happens. But there was another employee who used to get emotionally aggressive, furious very frequently in the same situation. So why does that happen? In same situation, why two different people react differently?
Yeah, very good, very good question, Manoj. Like we spoke earlier, it's all from the upbringing, how we grew up, our conditioning. Because we of us come up in a different situation. We grow up in a different situation. Our surroundings are different, and we all know the topic of these things like mindset or emotions or habits, and these things are not taught much in our education system. Neither does the society talks about it. If somebody is feeling low, feeling down, they say, no, what happened? No problem, no problem. That's okay. You should not do like this. Even if say kids, let's say a kid fails in the exam and comes and tells the parents, what is the first reaction of a parent? They'll say, it's okay, beta, no problem. I have not seen. First reaction, how did you fail? How did you fail? You cannot study this subject also. What is the problem? And the child starts feeling much more bad about it. First of all, he or she has failed. Now you don't know how to handle it. On top of it, you are putting maybe you also beat sometimes at times to raise your hand. And what is the child's, this is stored, it's getting stored. Okay, so if I get good marks, only then I'll be appreciated. If I get low marks, this is the result. So it is unconsciously getting stored in your mind. And you grow up with small things like this getting added to your brain experiences. Your experiences are adding up. And when you grow up, suddenly you are in like the same situation. You are in the office, and then somebody's out, somebody's reacting. Whereas for the other person, he must have been brought up in a different way. Upbringing again. for the other person in these two examples, the one who is calm, their parents must have told, okay, fine, it's okay. Sometimes it happens. Try better next time. That is okay. Marks ko upar niche hota hai. Don't worry about the marks. Life is bigger meaning. Your marks is not going to decide. And the kid must be feeling motivated. Yeah, fine. Okay. And if the right way, if the kid understands it, he will take it. Okay, this time I got no, next time I should try for better marks.
So can this be changed? And if yes, then how?
Okay. So yes, that's a area which I always focus and I keep telling. Like even once you grow up, people think that emotions is something which by default, I get angry by default. I get sad with default. What do I do? Is it can be changed, like you asked. The truth is emotions are learnable. You can learn how to manage your emotions. Though our schooling system or our education system or society, parenting, nobody talks about it. It's definitely possible to learn how to manage your emotions. And it is possible to change with the right set of practices, with the right set of techniques. If you can evolve, it's absolutely possible to learn and also manage your emotions. And people have changed, right? We have seen people who at one point of time must be very aggressive or very very fighting mind of it, very very bold and doing that. And after certain times, you see them much more calm in life, maybe because of the life experiences. Maybe they have learned better ways of handling themselves, and now they are much more at calm and peace. That is by sometimes it happens by nature. Sorry, and sometimes you can even learn to get better at it.
Yeah. So from your experience, can you share one example
Of somebody who has learned and all this
improvement in emotions?
Yes. So I can talk about one of my clients. Yeah, that should be a good example. So she is a mother. She's a mother of two kids, and she has a problem with her husband, or basically their relationship was not going on well. Though they used to live together and all those things, there used to be time when she always used to. I mean, her husband is basically she feels he's not taking care of her and her kids, and he's continuously putting pressure, and he doesn't share a lot of things. All such feelings she had, and she came to me, and when we spoke, I told her the ways. Okay, I mean, it's you just basically need to change your shift your perspective. And one of the big things which I recommend people who are little high on emotions or who feel bad about themselves is the start the practice of gratitude. Okay, that is one of the very profound techniques which can shift your mind itself in a different way. So when I told her, okay, your husband is bad, whatever you want to say, you have shared. Now start seeing it in the other way. Your husband has given you a home, for example. You're living there, right? You have a home. Yes, she said. He gives you food every time. He takes care of you. He gives you food and all those things. Yes, that he does. Okay. He gives you money for your expenses and all that. That he gives. Okay. Now start counting more. And we could get up to 10 plus so many items, so many list of things that she can be grateful for. And then her perspective itself started to change. I said, see, so many good things are there. And you are just looking at the things that are not, he's not doing, and you're just feeling low, you're feeling sad, you're not liking your husband. Now, when you start seeing in this way, you're seeing the good things. Now, the best thing you do is every day, see what are the good things in him, and that will help you. And then slowly things evolved with this, and then some perspectives. And then now she is much more happy. The last time I spoke to her, she was in a much more better perspective. Their relationship improved. She took the initiative to go and talk to him. Then she started sharing it to me, saying that because the husband had his own perspective, he used to go out because of the work tension and all these things. He did not know, so he was a little frustrated and he was sitting. So when she goes and asks him, "What do you want? Should I give you some tea or something? Are you feeling better now?" He used to feel, and he started sharing things, and their relationship improved. So it's a simple that way. So when emotions overpower you, you are not in control. Your brain stops working. That's where the problem is.
Yeah. So the way I understand is, and let me know if it is right, that because of our conditioning and growing, we have a certain perspective, and we have two minds, unconscious and conscious mind. So our emotions are happening unconsciously. They are not in our control. They are happening unconsciously because of that perspective. And that perspective needs to be changed by our conscious efforts. As you mentioned, gratitude and other things, it needs to be changed by some conscious efforts. So that what we are telling to ourselves, then that perspective will change, and our reaction to any situation, our emotion, that will change. So
You're totally right, and you are absolutely right. So this is in the case of grown-ups, like people who are in the adult age, like our age. Things are formed. You cannot go back that I'll go back to my school days, I'll go back to my childhood days. It's not possible. Now you need to consciously put an effort to change your beliefs, your emotions, everything. Emotions come from the subconscious mind. So you need to work towards changing it.
yeah.
Absolutely.
So I would like you to share that how does anyone know that okay, I need emotional help, or I need to improve on my emotions? What are the signs? How do I know that I should take care of that?
Hmm. Good. So here, there is a big role that is coming in, not of the individual, but his near and dear ones, I would say. Because like we said, it is all about that awareness, that conscious awareness. Okay. It is seldom seen that people not getting aware about that in a very big way. Like say, let's talk about the work environment. In the work, when you don't get a hike, when you don't get a promotion, you will feel low at some times. Definitely, somebody must be expecting a good hike or a promotion and he's not getting it. They feel low. It's okay to feel low. Okay, at certain point of time, and then next day you come across and then you start your work. You continue your life. Fine. The problem is not there. The problem is because of you getting low, from the every day you come to work, you lose interest in your work and you start blaming things. You start looking at negative points. You start finding faults in others, and you're not losing that charm, that vibe that you had towards work, and complaining modes get starts and all those things. These are some signs. These are some indications that you are not going in the right track. Somewhere you're losing your track and you're getting deterred. So rather than the person becoming aware, if he becomes aware, definitely he can seek support from people. But if he is not, a big role plays in the people near and dear to him, maybe his family members or maybe his team members or somebody taking the initiative to talk to that person, telling that what is happening with you? You were not like this. It looks like there is something wrong. What is the problem? And sharing and talking can give at least some idea. When you are keeping it within yourself, it's going low and low. So basically, not just in this context, this is one example. In any other example, in any relationships, in anywhere, you start to see the signs. And the moment you start see the signs, if you can identify, a person can identify himself, I'm not feeling good, I'm feeling something is missing in me. He can take the step to approach somebody, talk to them, the right people who can help him. If not, the near and dear ones also have a role. This person was not like this. Nowadays, he's not talking to anybody. At one point in time, they will start seeing that change. These are some indications. And these indications, somebody should catch hold and help the person to get better. So this is where it's two aspects. It's not just the person. And many times it happens, right? Like I said, when emotions overpower, your brain doesn't work. You cannot logically think at that point of time. The only thing that you will think is all the disempowering emotions you will start getting. Oh no, this is not good. I don't feel like going to work, or I don't feel like going to school, or maybe I don't want to talk to anybody. I want to be lonely. These are all symptoms. And somebody should get hold of these symptoms. If not the person, somebody near and dear, so that we can help that person.
Yeah. And can you help in that when someone is going through those emotions, extreme emotions, very negative, in those moments, is there something which we can do to break that chain, to come out of it? In those moments, can something be done?
Yes, definitely something can be done. If he is getting the conscious effort to do something, slowly with the period of time, it can be developed. The best thing that I would say, I recommend again is the same, the gratitude. Just switch for a moment and think and start seeing the different perspective. When somebody is going low, very low, uh, not knowing what to do, no clarity, is feeling that life has no meaning. Just if you close the eyes and just see the good, start seeing the good things and appreciating, uh, it can work wonders. It can just change your perspective. It's all about changing perspective. Though there are different hacks, like I also say, talk to somebody, go out in the fresh air, change your physical state. Because when you change your physical state, your emotional state also changes. Like you go out for a walk, do some jumps or change your state, physical condition. All these are hacks. But out of this all works, all of them work. That this doesn't come in your mind. You know, when you're feeling low, you don't feel like even getting up. But I say, go get up, take some fresh air, call up somebody, call up a friend, call up a relative, who are you close to you, talk to them. But those moments don't come into the brain. So the best thing which can be done at that moment is to just get aware and just feel grateful about your life, grateful
That's,
about so many things that you already have. And everybody has a reason to be grateful about. I mean, there are so many things we all have in life. This life itself is a reason to be grateful, right? I mean, if you're alive at this moment and if you're taking in, breathing in air and breathing out, that itself is a big reason to be grateful about. So just start changing your perspective. That's a quick way out.
That's a very good takeaway. To just close your eyes and ask yourself, what are the good things happening in your life? What are you grateful for? That's a good thing to do. So as a person, what is the ideal emotional state which I should aim for?
Okay, ideal emotional state.
Yeah. When can I say that I'm emotionally fit?
Okay. You can say you are emotionally fit when most of the times you are not getting overwhelmed. You are not getting much affected by any other situation. You feel good about yourself. You feel you are at peace and calm with yourself. That's a good state to be at. There are so many things that happen around us which we are not in control of. External situations, we are not in control of what our near and dear ones speak, what happens in our life. Maybe our, anything could happen at any moment. But whatever happens, if you can say, okay, fine, no problem, let's, if it is something that you can work, you go with a calm mind and you say, okay, fine, okay, this happened, right? Fine, let's see what can be done now. You're driving in a car and your car bangs somewhere, for example, and you're like getting out and you want to fight. Then you're not in the moment, but you get a moment of trigger saying that yes, and then you feel okay, whatever has happened. No, the car has already hit, the damage hona tha ho gaya. Now let's step out and see what can be done next. You go, you find out, okay, it's hit the door, it's hit the tree or somewhere, it's got scratches. Now fine, I cannot do anything. What is the point in getting angry, getting furious, releasing all those hormones and feeling bad and then feeling low? Okay, whatever has to happen has happened. Let's work toward the consequence. In this state of mind, if you are much more at calm and looking towards solution, and then you work and keep going, I would say that a person is emotionally fit because he's getting his emotions. At the same time, he knows how to manage the emotions, and he can carry on with the next steps. So that's the state of being emotionally fit, with an example.
Yeah, and what you shared, this reminds me of one incident. Once I was talking to one of my friend, and in India itself, he was living in a particular state. So there, this incident happened that his car got smashed with another person's car, and both of them had damage. But the other person did not react. He was very calm. Okay, whatever happened, happened. It's fine. Let's move on. And that was a surprising thing for him, and that's why he mentioned with me, because this is not something we can imagine in our day-to-day life. If something this happens, people get aggressive. But yeah, so this gives us a different perspective, that things can be different, emotions can be different. So we can definitely improve on that.
True. If you know to manage your emotions, that's the best state to be in. Here, this person, it is not a conscious effort that he's putting, but he knows. Yeah. Right? The same example. Something has happened. What can you do? What is the point in fighting, hitting, beating each other? You're going to do more harm.
Yeah.
So, yes.
So from your experience, can you share any techniques or any other ways which can help in being emotionally fit?
Sure, Manoj. Like definitely, I will write gratitude in one of the top ones. Then there are things like which one needs to practice. Like many a times, no, we govern ourselves, or what we experience is not because of us. It's because of some external situation. Maybe some person told something, maybe someone did something, or which we did not like, and we constantly think about that and we feel low. The moment we think about that particular situation or something that happened to us, which we did not like, we start feeling that kind of regret, that kind of guilt, and go in that low phase. So the best way to not get into that feeling is to practice forgiveness. That is one of the ways. Forgiveness, forgive whatever happened, just let it go. They say forgiveness is not for maybe the other person did it intentionally, unintentionally, whatever is the reason. But it is best to forgive because it is not for because they are right, because for you to be at peace. Just forgive them. Jo ho gaya, fine. Let's move on again in life. But many a times we hold that in our heart. It's not so easy. Like when I'm saying it's very easy now, but it's not so easy. We hold so many things in our about our past, about our present. Somebody said something which must have pained, which caused pain to us, or something that happened in our life because of somebody. So forgiveness is one method, I would say. Then there are techniques like self-love. You know, we first of all we just open the eyes and we start liking and loving everybody else in the world. Ye acha hai, ye bura hai, this is my dad, this is the person, that is the person, and we start looking. But what about this person? This person who right from the birth is there with us in all ups and downs of life, with all the moments. So who is going to love this person? And how can you think about loving others when you cannot love yourself? So that is one of the methods. So this way, there are a lot of things that one can do for ourselves. Some practices, if done regularly, if practiced regularly, I have seen substantial results in the way in which you see your life. Because emotions is not something which you get at one point of time. Okay, morning 9 to 10, I'll get emotions. After that, I'll be happy. No, it's something you live with every day and night. So these things can help you get better in your overall perspective about life and your outlook towards life.
Definitely. And as you mentioned, forgiveness. So this is one thing I can relate to because nowadays I feel this change. Earlier it was different, but nowadays whenever something happens, some say unexpected situation which brings negative emotions, so within few minutes this thought comes in my mind that this is not good for me. The state in which I am right now, it is not good for me. It is not. It is harming. It is wasting my time. It is harming. So I should get out of it. So we need to ask ourselves that what is good for us. Forgiveness is good for us. Then we should do that. It is for our own good. So that is a good thing which I believe can help.
And this comes through practice only. It's not like by default it comes. So regular practice. It is not one day you do, another day you don't do. You should do it every day. I recommend, so that it becomes in your blood. It gets ingrained so much that life is not in our hands. What happens in our life is not in our hands. External situations we cannot control. We cannot control how other people react. Nothing is not in our hands. What we can control, what we can manage is only us. So let's learn that. So then things become very easy.
Absolutely. Initially, we need to make conscious effort, and with practice, it becomes a part of us. It becomes a way of our life.
Very right. Rightly said.
So let's hear about your upcoming book. I know that for a very long time you have been working on this, and you are trying to bring your learnings and experiences out in this world to help others. Yes. So what are you trying to, what is your objective of this book?
Okay. So this book also revolves around the same lines that we are talking about. So the title of the book is Be Emotionally Fit. 3 practices, 3 principles, 3 paths to lead a fulfilled life. That's the whole thing. I have crunched everything into 3 so that it makes the readers also simplified in a simplified manner to understand. Because everybody wants things quick, right? We have gone into this quick mode. This generation is all about quick, fast. Like nowadays, nobody wants to see test matches. Everybody wants to see T20. Okay, fast. In 2 hours, you know who is winning, who is losing. Match over, come khatam. It's not days and days. Similarly, with everything, we are going fast. So even in this book, I try to compile all those things in short, basic top 3. If you ask me, what are the 3 top principles? What are the 3 top practices? What are the paths that one can do? I have detailed it out. Though it is, the titles are small, but there is a big book. It's going to be, if I'm not wrong, 150 to 200 pages at least. So there I have put in all these thoughts, what somebody can do to become emotionally fit and lead a fulfilled life. And that is all there in this book. So it took me some time to read, to do some research, because I have to put out the facts, the theories, because everything is not something of my own. I have a story also, which is of my own, but we need to validate it. We need to make sure that it really works. So I've done a lot of research. So yeah, that's all there in this book, which is going to come soon.
That's great. And we are waiting to see this book. and many congratulations. And I like your approach, three things. So I am a firm believer of simplifying things. So you have concise uh, that people can learn in a simple way and
Yes, yes.
implement that. So
I
that's
know,
great.
I know, Manoj. Simplify habits. Your book name is also Simplify Habits, so I'm sure that book also
Yes,
talks
that is,
about things in a simple way.
yes, that is motto of my life now, to simplify things and help others with that.
So
And that is what,
complication is
yeah,
problem, right? Simplify is easy.
yeah, because people get confused. I myself used to get confused, and if we can simplify, then our life can be better. Otherwise, we just remain confused in complexities.
100%.
So, any other incident from your experience you would like to share related to emotional wellness?
See, one thing I will, not as an incident, Manoj, I would like to share about a thing which concerns me a lot these days when I see. Uh, the thing is like, and that's also my focus area again to add. A lot of people, I mean, we talk about adults, people who are working, people doing their business. They talk about things like stress. They talk about things like anxiety, depression, blah blah blah, worriedness, fearful, and all those things, which is to an extent was okay. And there are people who can support them, they can take care of, because they're all like adults. But what concerns me more is the youngsters, the youth, the teenagers using these words, talking about things like stress, um, I'm feeling depressed, and all these things. And the saddest part is to when they go to the next level. Like when we say, like I told initially, we all have emotions. When emotions go out of your control, you start to experience these things, whatever we talk about: stress, fearful, all those things. And it is going to the next level. And what is the next level? They are thinking, this is the end of life. Let end up our life. Recently, I was reading a research, this report wherein the student suicide rates are going alarmingly high in every state of India. And reasons: peer pressure, not getting good marks, not passing in all the subjects, some issues with their small things. Somebody said something, relationship problem. So where are we going? I mean, this is a generation we are looking forward, the next generation, to be an example, to take this country to greater heights. And this generation is going emotionally so weak and crumbling down for small things. So that is something which concerns me a lot. And I primarily work now in this area of teenagers and youth, because I feel they are the people who need to be made emotionally fit first, so that they can go, because they have a lot of things to do. They are going to take our country, our nation, everywhere in the world to the next level, even their life. But if small things worry them, and at a very young age they start experiencing such negative emotions and disempowering emotions, um, it's not good, right? They have a long way, they have a big life. So it's not an incident, but I feel this is one area that people need to talk about. And luckily the awareness is also growing these days. If you see, right from big top celebrities to Bollywood, Hollywood actors, actresses, um, people at good influential level are talking about these aspects. So people are getting this awareness. Yes, yes, it looks like my kid also needs to be brought about in this level. People talking openly. Earlier it was not. Earlier this was considered as a stigma to come and talk and say that at one point I was depressed, or at one point I was feeling low in my life. People used to think about it. But now people are coming out. When these big people come out, then it leads an example. So people are getting that awareness. Okay, even at my home somebody is feeling something low, so I should take a help, or I should seek help. So that is a good thing about all that is happening. Yeah.
That's great to hear that. And it just and like any other problem, and it has a solution. And if we can just implement that, we can come out of it. So that we should always keep in our mind. And it's great to hear from you that you are aiming to make young generation emotionally fit, so that they can contribute for the growth of society and country, and they can lead a happy and healthy life.
Yes.
So I wish many well wishes to you that you succeed in this mission. So, any other last advice for our viewers and listeners?
Uh, not as an advice. I'm not in that state that I have advice, but I would like to suggest something to the viewers and also for everybody. I mean, once they listen to this, uh, look at what you experience. Look at your in life. There is nothing to be sad about. In simple, whatever state you are in, you have money, you don't have money. I'm telling you, even if you have 1 crore in your bank account, you can still feel low and you can say, oh, I don't have 10 crores. But people even having 10,000 are much more happier in their life. So it is all about how do you see your life. And at any point you feel that you are feeling low or you're feeling not good about yourself for a long period of time, seek help, ask for help, get to know what are the ways to come out. Don't be in that for long. And the same applies to your near and dear ones also. Like say anybody in your family, your spouse, your children, your father, your mother, be it anybody, you feel that this is not the person they are, and any incident or any external experiences making them feel low, try to help them in whatever way you can. Talk to them, console them, try to get them out of that state. And that is very important, because when somebody goes too much in that, then it becomes sometimes even very hard to bring them back to normal life. And in this today's fast-paced world that we all live in, the time which is the thing which nobody has is time for one another. There's no time for anybody and everybody. People don't have time for themselves only. Where are they going to find out time for the others? They're like so busy. Kisi ko bhi pucho, busy. So see if you can spend time for yourself. You can spend time for others, your near and dear ones at least, and take help if you need anything. Like there are a lot of ways. It's not that you need to take help from a person only. You can go towards the internet, social media, watch some videos, watch some good things, change your state of mind, and do these practices that I said: gratitude, forgiveness, self-love, all these things. These are going to help you to go a long way. And that's my only request to suggestion to all your listeners.
That's right. And this I also talk about that first we need to take care of ourselves. Then only we can grow in our career, or we can take responsibility of others and contribute for others. So first of all, we need to take good care of our health, be it physically, mentally, or emotionally. So thank you very much, Manikandan, for giving your valuable time and sharing very interesting and useful insights on emotional wellness. So everyone, today we discussed about emotional wellness, and we will bring more and more such conversations about health and a healthy lifestyle. So you can subscribe to Manoj Simplify show and to get notification. And I will also share details in description of Manikandan, his podcast, The Emotional People. So you can connect with him. So thank you everyone, and thank you Manikandan.